Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome to the video. My name is Bradley, also known as the Swim Coach. Today we're going to be talking about Game Week 18. It is also Christmas Day. Hope you guys are having a lovely Christmas out there. This video was supposed to be out on Christmas Eve, but it had an error on it, so it didn't go out on time. And I was out, so I couldn't re-record another video. So today it is Christmas Day. So happy Christmas to everyone out there. We do have a deadline day for Game Week 18 on Boxing Day at 11 a.m. And because of that, we will be doing a deadline day stream at 9:30 a.m. And in this video, we will be talking about one big news coming out of Arsenal, and that is the injury of Bukayo Saka. Which players you could potentially have in his replacement, and then potentially saving some money for other things, potentially like that manager chip if you really want to. And that's what we're going to try and talk about in this video. So for now, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into the video and let's see how this Christmas Day video gets on. So, we're going to go straight into our stats and we're going to have a look. As you can see, Bukayo Saka is the #1 person by a landslide that everyone is taken out. And you've got to think with Bukayo Saka's value at 10.5 million. Now, the thing is, because he's going to be out injured for a while, that value is going to go down. That could be helping people later on. Now, here's the thing. As you can see, Luis Diaz is the #1 person up there as a quick switch. Done really well, but it's only against Tottenham. Other than that, a 6-pointer. So not regular. He does have big games, but not regular. So do you want someone like that? We'll see. And that's what I'm going to have to say about that. Jesus, yes, it's a Arsenal player for an Arsenal player, but it is a midfielder for a forward. So you have to then probably get rid of one of your other forwards to potentially put someone in. But that means it is 6.7 million. 6.8 million. So that means you're going to be getting around about 3.7 million that you're going to have left over. Yeah, it's going to be a tricky one. Now, against Ipswich, I can understand why people are doing this. But because of Bukayo Saka's injury, what formation or where people are going to go in the lineup? Now, a lot of people have been talking about should they put Jesus out on that right wing and have Havertz up front. So that's one option. For me personally, as an Arsenal fan, I'd love to keep Jesus going down the middle and potentially bring in someone that has done really well recently. And we're going to go into Arsenal potentials. Now, you could switch Martinelli side. That's one aspect, okay, you could probably do. Or the other one is actually this man here, Ethan Nwaneri. And I think he could probably potentially shine. And I think it could be his opportunity. Now, for me personally, if they do go down that route of Nwaneri, it's going to be probably the biggest minutes that he's actually going to have. And for me at the moment, with only, and I say only, 0.4% of people picking him, he could be a bit of an outsider, shall we say. Now, could they put Trossard on the left and then Martinelli on the right? Potentially. But for me, I would love to have Wanyeri, or even Lewis Skelton. Okay, I think, yeah, the minutes aren't up there, but he's starting to get minutes, and I think that could be a very interesting proposition. Now, he did come on for Saka, so again, there we go. It is a tricky one of what formation Arsenal do. Now, I think if they do in the Ipswich game go that route with either one of those two players we've just mentioned, I think that other people will start to bring them in. And it's going to be interesting to see who you really want. Because if you go like with those two players, it's 4.5 million. That means you're going to get 6 million left over. And with that potential 6 million, whoops, wrong bit, you could have someone like Isak coming in because you're going to get your transfer elsewhere. So, for example, for me, okay, I could potentially get rid of one of my forwards and upgrade it to Isak because of that. I've got enough value. And then I think I'd probably still have around about £1 million, £1.5 million left over. And for me, I could probably potentially save that for the manager, or I could invest it in another player. Now, another player that's going to be up on the raft is this player. Again, you're getting a 5.4 million, so you can gain 5.1 million. For me personally, but United have got some okay fixtures. Then they've got Liverpool, and then they've got some okay with some tricky games, and anyone can beat anyone in the Premier League, to be honest. For me, could be an option. Now, I do see that Palmer's gone up a lot more. If people haven't got Saka in their team, they'll probably switch straight to Palmer. But Palmer's only getting 3 points at the moment. Bit down at the moment. So yeah, so that's where I think people are going to look into. Some people may have jumped from Saka to Maddison, which is still a good shout. Some people may have gone to Rodgers and expanded on their forwards a little bit more. Again, which we've already talked about. And I think if you can probably do that, you've got to get rid of another place. You've got to potentially use your two subs. So you've got to think, is this player going to give me 4 points or more? Yes, potentially you can go for it. It is a tricky one. And it's come at a bit of an interesting time for Arsenal, especially when we've got Ipswich and it's the last game. So news about which players are going to be used is going to be a tricky one. I think Arsenal's press conference on Boxing Day is probably going to be around about 11 o'clock. So that's going to be an interesting one, what we see. Then the next fixtures after that, we've got Brentford away. Tricky. Then we've got Brighton away. Again, can be very tricky. We do then have a FA Cup game. Again, I think it's FA Cup or maybe Carabao Cup first. Let me just have a little check. I want to make sure I get everything right. So actually, in fact, it's not. It is the Carabao Cup. So after this the Saturday game, On the Tuesday night, we've got the Carabao Cup game against Newcastle United. Newcastle play Spurs midweek, so, well, would they want to go all the way up, come all the way back down? I don't know. That'll be Sunday, Monday. Yeah, that could be a very, very interesting one for Newcastle. Then on the 12th, Arsenal play Manchester United in the FA Cup. And then there's midweek games where Arsenal play Spurs on the Wednesday. Then the following week, we have Villa. And these are all the games that Bukayo Saka is potentially going to miss. Then we've got a Champions League game between game week 22 and 23. And then we've got Wolves, which hopefully could be good for us. It is a later deadline, that one, so it could help us a lot. Then after this game, we do have another Champions League fixture. And then we play Man City after that. So that's very, very tricky. When do we play Newcastle next in the next round of the Carabao Cup? Or did I miss that? Because the Carabao Cup is over 2 legs. Let's see when it is. Was it? They haven't put a date in for that one on the website. So I thought that was at the start of Feb. So yeah, okay. Yeah, there's no date for that one online. Okay. So we're going up to the 1st of Feb, where we do then play Man City. And there's a Friday night fixture. Okay, that's fine. That's what we want to see. And as you can see, Bukayo Saka is that number 1 player that is outed. I hope everything on this has helped people out. People like Nicholas Jackson could be a good option as well, for players, for Saka and all that lot, because you can, with Chelsea having a nice good run, good fixtures coming up, but you're only going to gain about 2.2 million. And you have to use another substitution. So that's where people think are being a bit cagey on who they want to pick. For me personally, I think at the moment, Newcastle, they are flying, but they've got Villa, United and Spurs in the next 3 Premier League games. I think that could be a bit of a tricky one for them. Liverpool, again, they've got Leicester, West Ham, United, Forest. So again, some tricky sides in there. Where Arsenal have got some tricky sides as well. Ipswich, Brentford, Brighton, Spurs. Well, Villa could cause us a bit of a problem. So yeah, and I think I do like Arsenal's little running, except for that Liverpool game. So hopefully by then Bukayo Saka will be back. I'm hearing they'll probably be around about the Leicester West Ham game. So we'll see. And they're potential players you could probably bring in. So you could literally, as I said, swap Saka for Jesus, and then probably get one of your forwards out and go with a midfielder that's quite cheap, that's doing really well. Even Duran is doing really well at the moment. He's been given his time. because Ollie Watson's been having a bit of a mare. So I think out there, everyone's got to look at what they've got to do. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, on this note, again, Merry Christmas. Have a lovely time. And if you still want to join my league, the code is going to be up here. And it'd be much appreciated on Christmas Day if you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Again, have a lovely Christmas. Good luck for game week 18. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. Goodbye from now.